I really like writing. You could say it's one of my passions. I've been writing almost for as long as I can remember. However, it's only recently that my writing has produced anything I would consider able to get published. I haven't sold anything yet, but I'm getting close. I've sent a couple of my stories in, and I've got a rather lengthy rejection letter on my latest, which, if you follow publishing in any degree, when you get a long rejection from a short story magazine, you're getting close to publishing short stories. Today I want to share with you how I learned to write. Not how to write. I don't think I have enough experience to give you anything like a full creative writing course. Maybe some tips eventually, but right now I want to tell you 3 things that you need to do to teach yourself how to become a good writer. These things I've heard countless authors talk about, and I found it to be true in my own experience. The first thing is the most important. While it's possible that you could just ignore the other 2 tips, you absolutely have to do this in order to be a good writer, and that is to write. One author I follow says that he tries to write 4 hours a day, and has since he was a boy. Now, I don't know about you, but I find that a little bit daunting. You don't have to do that much, but the whole point is writing is like any other skill, like playing an instrument or swimming. You have to practice in order to get better. And so, if you want to be a good writer, you need to try to dedicate a little bit of your time each day. It doesn't have to be much. It could just be 15 minutes, but you need to try to do a little bit each day. The second thing you must do, and this is a very close second if you want to learn how to write, is reading. You can practice writing every day, but without giving yourself an example of what good writing is, it's hard to get better. It's like expecting an art student to draw this here Lego car without showing it to them. If I said, draw this Lego card, and I didn't show it to anybody, you draw a pretty bad Lego car. You need examples of good writing to do a good job. While you could get away with reading just whatever you like, and during like the most gaining point of my writing so far, I was doing that. Recently, I've been trying to branch out more. I'm trying to not just read what I'm interested in, but also take a look at books that other people, like big booktubers like Daniel Green, say are objectively good books, and also like some of the new stuff that people are talking about now. And it's not just in fantasy, though that's the genre I want to write. I'm trying to read the greats in other genres as well to help me figure out their secrets and be able to put them to use in my own writing. The last thing that you can do to help you learn how to write is going to be the trickiest. Is you could get just fine by reading and writing every day, but it might take you a while. Another thing I have found very useful is getting information from another source. I read books on writing from other authors, or watch YouTube videos, or listen to podcasts. Normally, I could glean this information by practicing writing and reading and thinking hard about what I'm reading, but it's much easier to sit down and watch a hour-long lecture of Brandon Sanderson and get all these bullet points of things he found useful, while otherwise that would take me many hours of reading and a couple hours of heavy thinking to figure out why all these things fit together. It's smart to listen to advice from extremely well-established authors. I've read Stephen King's book on writing. It was pretty good. Orson Scott Card's. I really liked his. It's a bit older, but it was good. Just the 2 points where I mainly think is look for advice on people you know who are objectively really well authors. Like those 2 I said, or Brandon Sanderson. He's really big, and you could argue over some parts of his stuff, but you can't say he's not a successful author. And even if you don't like authors' own styles, personally, I'm not a very big fan of Stephen King's writing style myself, but they know things. And it's not going to hurt you to try to read their stuff or watch their videos and figure out why they're as good as they are. The second set of people that I'd highly recommend you look for advice is the authors you love. The point is if you find someone you really like, look to see if they have any writing advice. Their advice is always going to make you write like them. And if you really like their stuff and you think it jives with your own style, then I would suggest you do it. Now, there's two warnings I have with this final thing. First one is it could be easy to try to follow everybody's advice, and don't do that. Because while writing is much more objective than some people think, it's still really, really subjective. And what someone gives as advice might not apply to another person's writing style. It's the whole classic thing of all good writers outline, but then some writers say no good writers outlines, they always make it up as they go. It's two very distinct ways of writing, and neither is wrong. And you just have to pick the side which you like doing and try to follow their advice. The second warning is be careful that following advice does not interfere with the other two things. There have been some times where I've used the Writing Excuses podcast as an excuse not to write, or listen to I should be writing when I should be writing, and that is very bad. The other two will be infinitely much better for you. And while if you don't feel like writing, it's totally okay to sit back and watch a video on how to write. But if you just watch another and another and another and another and another and another and another, you're not ever going to get any writing done. And your chances are good you're not going to learn that much from those videos unless you put it into practice. But that was just the 3 things that's helped me get to where I am now with writing. I hope it'll help you. If you'd like this video, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe because I like writing and it'll probably be one of the things I end up talking about most on this channel. Goodbye.